Hello, everybody.
This is Italian Music Tribe.
And today we are in California with my friend Matt Fritz. Hello, Matt. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am so happiness.
Can you tell me about your story? Where were you born?
Yeah, I was born 2 hours outside of Chicago in the cornfields of Northern Illinois. And that's where I grew up and lived most of my life.
How you started making blues?
Yes, I started playing. I was in the United States Marines for 4 years, and when I was in the Marines, that's when I started playing when I was 19. And I just kind of started with the blues, and I listened to all kinds of things growing up, and I just wanted to make blues like the base of my musical talent, because I kind of realized that's where a lot of the music you hear today comes from, is from the blues. And I just always loved like that soul and the pureness of the blues.
Do you have an artist who inspired you or some?
I would say, well, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so a lot of rock and country music in the 80s and 90s inspired me to play guitar. But I think the main artist that that tipped me over the edge and really made me want to play guitar was Stevie Ray Vaughan, and then Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I would say is a close predecessor of Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I followed him closely when I started playing as well. So
For me, it's Muddy Waters. Muddy
oh, yeah.
Waters is the great
Yeah,
the great
sure.
bluesman. What are your favorite guitar? Fender or Gibson or Jackson?
My favorite guitar is the Fender Stratocaster. I just feel that it's one of the most diverse, and you can. I was kind of thinking about this lately. You can kind of get a Strat to sound kind of like a Gibson Les Paul or a SG or something like that, but it's hard to get a Les Paul to sound like a Strat. So I think it's probably the most diverse out of all of them, in my point of view.
Would you like to come and play in Italy?
Oh, I would love to.
Do you know any artist from Italy?
I don't know any blues artists from Italy. I haven't really. I get quite a few followers from all over the world, but I haven't really picked up on any Italian blues artists.
I recommend you Pino Daniele. Very great blues player,
Okay.
guitar.
With which artist, not longer alive, would you like to work?
Um, I'd probably say probably Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan. Probably Little Wing would probably be the song that I'd like to do with them. That song's really powerful.
Do you want to tell me about your new album?
Yes, I have a single that a couple guys from California here on this army base that I'm at. We put a song together called "But Better Is One Day," and we were playing it in chapel one day, and it sounded really good. So I was like, "Hey, what if we cut this as a single? You know, just do a cover and see how it turns out." And it turned out really good. I wouldn't necessarily consider it a blues song. It's a Christian worship song. But me as a bluesy artists, I always add like bluesy elements into it. So, but yeah, it's a really good
And
song.
what is the situation of the music now in USA? The situation of the blues, the rock and roll.
The situation with the blues and everything. I feel as far as pop music goes, we're not really seeing a whole lot of rock and blues in pop music. It's kind of become its own thing, this pop music. But I was just talking to a guitar student of mine, and we're both kind of in agreement that there's probably going to be, I would imagine that there's going to be a revival with blues and rock someday within pop music. But obviously, there's great blues and rock and roll artists everywhere. Whether they're famous or not famous, we come across them all the time on Instagram and other social media platforms. They're just phenomenal artists and musicians, songwriters. So I just really hope that blues and rock and roll will kind of make a little comeback in the pop music genre. So I think that'd be great.
What do you think about the new generation of the young people in a blues and a rock and roll? Because every day I look in internet a very young boy, Michael Delano, King Solomon, King Fish, many more artists. I think it's so good for the blues system. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. To keep things alive, you kind of have to keep getting that younger generation interested in playing guitar and the blues and rock and roll to kind of keep that fuel going. And then there's so many young, phenomenal artists out there, like I said before, that aren't well known, that are just great guitar players and just artists in general. So I'd really like to see a lot of those guys bump up, like Kingfish. He's really young and phenomenal. He kind of caught my eye. I don't know, a couple of years ago. I saw him. I'm like, who's this guy? And then I just kind of started following him. I was like, wow, this guy's really amazing. And then there's a lot of younger artists like that are really making a difference, I think.
What's your plan for the future?
My plan for the future is to keep writing music, keep producing music. I'm currently working with a few people and producing some music with them. Yeah, just keep doing that and just doing what I love to do, and hopefully I'll make enough money at it someday to just do that and quit my day job. So.
Thank you, Matt. I hope to see you soon in California. And bye bye from Italy. Thank you, Matt.
All right.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thanks from
Thank you.
California. Take care.